Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Isaiah, also known as Zay Knives, and today is day 4 of forging and making the Heartbreaker sword. Last time we took it from a bar, put it into a sword shape, and then forged the bevels in. And now the sword is all forged out now, so we're going to go through, do some straightening, take out all the bumps and ridges. There's some twists in the blade that we'll have to untwist. So this is probably going to be the most tedious and annoying part of the blade making process, I think, other than maybe polishing. Polishing isn't even really that bad. So if you missed the last video of me forging the blade here, the link to that will be in the description. You can go check that out. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and see more videos like this one. So let's get started. So first things first, I'm going to go through with this soapstone and just sort of mark out where I see bends and twists and things that I need to work out. So really I just need to just inspect it. So this portion looks pretty good right here. The first foot or so. Maybe 10 inches. But there is a twist in there somewhere. I just need to figure out where it starts. I think it's somewhere in here. I could probably tap right here with a mallet. Alright, so once I discover that all the twists are out, then I'm going to go through and just start marking bumps and ridges that I could probably just straighten cold. Then after that, I'm going to attempt to normalize it. You know what, maybe I should normalize it after I get the twists out. I don't know, normalizing is going to be a big pain in the ass because when I go to heat it up in the forge, it's just going to bend right around. So we'll have to figure it out as we go. So I want to keep the heat really low when we go to untwist the sword because we really don't need a whole lot of heat and we don't want to overheat it and then bend it way too much and then mess it up even more. So I'm going to need a pipe wrench and I don't really want to use this one, but I guess I'll do. So I got it all red. Stick it in the vise here. And I believe I want to turn it. Tighten this up a little bit. This way. Oh, that was way too fucking much. I bent it just a little bit. Twist. But it looks like there's still some more twist further up on the blade, about right here. So upon further inspection, the blade actually seems to have 2 twists in it. So I got one. I think I got it out right here. We'll have to untwist the other one to make sure we got it out. But the other one is about right here. So I'm going to put it back in the fire and untwist it. Try at least. Alright, stick it in the vise. I think it needs to be twisted this way. I see another one right here. So it seems like the more twists I get out of this thing, the more twists it has. So I was looking at it and it looks like there's another twist down here. So I'll heat this spot up and untwist this one. Okay, so I have very good news. I think I have all the twists taken out of it. The very last one was right at the very end here. So now I'm going to go through hammering out any bumps in the edge cold, and then after that we'll give it a shot. We're going to try and normalize it. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but we're going to give it a try. So I'm just going to start on the back edge, work my way up. Alright, so I think the best course of action is to actually turn the forge back on and sort of get it at dull red temperatures and then try and straighten it out. I was trying to straighten it out cold, but what was happening is I'd get one dent out and then it would force the other side to pop out, and I think a little heat will make this go a lot easier. Okay, the middle is still hot. At this point I got the blade as straight as I want it to be. So from here I'm actually going to take a heat and draw out the tang a little bit more, just a tiny little bit more, so I can make sure I get the length that I need. And then after that I'm going to normalize the tang twice, and then I'm thinking I'm going to try and normalize the blade. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, just because of how long it is, and it might, while moving in and out, I can guarantee it's going to lose a lot of heat. But I'm going to give it a try. I'll see what I can do. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now and try to normalize the sword. The light's got to come off so I can see the temperature of the steel by what color it glows. Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to normalize the blade. I'm going to start by heating up the tang, flipping it around, holding it with tongs. Well, the tang and maybe the lower portion of the blade. And then flipping that around and heating up the rest of the blade. Hopefully, ideally, I don't know. This probably isn't going to work, but whatever. Get the whole tang heated up. I got most of it. It's pretty damn hot. You don't really want to normalize. You want to normalize at like a dull red temperature, but any temperature is good for me with this giant sword right now. Up in the same general area. Okay, so normalizing was kind of a failure. I wasn't able to get like the whole blade hot. I wasn't really expecting to. I wasn't even really able to get half of it hot. I sort of was able to get it hot in like thirds, which is whatever. I guess, I mean, it's better than to have not done it. So we're through normalizing. It's clamped up in the vise right now. Once it's cooled off completely, I'll start grinding in the profile. But after that, we're gonna have to heat treat the blade. And that is something I have obviously been a little worried about. Not quite sure how I was gonna do it. After doing that, after attempting to normalize the blade, there's no way that I'm going to be able to heat treat the blade in my gas forge. So we're going to have to build a some sort of charcoal like trough and heat the whole thing up. But that'll be a project for the next video when we go to harden this blade. So once that cools off, we're going to start grinding on it. Alright, I'm going to get suited up and then start grinding on this thing. So I decided that I didn't want to just grind in the tip like willy-nilly, and I wanted to be a little more deliberate with exactly how I wanted it to turn into the point. Well, I'm thinking that's it for today. I'm pretty happy with our progress actually. We had a chunky piece of metal in a sword shape, and now we got a piece of metal in a sword shape. It feels a lot better now actually. Even just that small amount of metal that I took off reduced the weight a lot. This thing really feels a lot more agile, and it still has a lot more weight to be lost and then a lot more weight to be gained in the back. Well, I'm pretty happy with the progress that I made today. On the next video, we'll be heat treating this thing. I'm picturing we're gonna have to build some sort of fire brick outside, fill it up with charcoal, and you know, move it fast. If you've ever seen Japanese swordsmiths and how they heat treat katana swords, then sort of the same idea. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the bell to get notifications. And if you'd like to see any of my other work, follow my Facebook page, Zay Knives, my Instagram, @Zay Knives, and my website, zayknives.com, and all the links for that will be in the description below. So thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys in the next video.